Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Sissy.
Um, I was talking about the people on live, trying to see how everybody day went. I wasn't really.
Is that?
Hey, Keon,
Who
did you know?
music is that?
Keon, twist out my
Oh my
hair,
God.
girl.
Did y'all? You was just too silly for me, girl.
What?
You too silly.
Hey, Jasmine, girl, I gotta call you. I need to see how you doing.
How you see?
Is that CJ in the building? Oh, Carlos came through for us.
Wait, what
Car-
are you
Carlos
seeing?
invited a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're back.
We're back. But I feel like today's topic is just like they sticking it to the man again.
What?
I
I
be
really
complaining.
am not trying to stick it to the man.
I ain't gonna
I.
lie, Dash. I agree.
I read it and
Why?
it just gave like corporate smart shirts. Like just you sticking it to the man once again.
Okay, listen.
And
I thought that this was going to be something that was, extremely helpful.
Mm-hmm. I see the vision.
You see the vision?
I just feel like we've already talked about it.
Oh,
me
oh,
too.
oh, wow. We're being nasty. Okay,
Anyhow,
got it. So, I actually wanted to start this out with not just the legal stuff. I wanted to start this out with y'all stuff. You know what I'm saying? But,
what you mean?
because I was just curious about from a physical therapy and occupational therapy standpoint. It doesn't matter whichever one of you want to go first, but I was going to ask if someone should be advocating for themselves after an injury or something. What are 2 to 3 things that they should be doing during treatment or before or after to protect their health and their future?
Wait, ask that again. You
That's
hear
a lot.
bloody in the background.
I was wondering,
That is a loaded question. My
really?
mom said, "Where's your tags?" What she mean?
Oh, okay. We don't have tags. It just says Maya, crew key, and host. So I'm the host. Shay, Shatracia, Dash. You'll probably hear Dash from these two goofies because these two are my actual real siblings. Um, we do have one more, but the two that join us on this live are the two that you see here. One is an occupational therapist and financial strategist from living in Texas, and the other is a doctor of physical therapy living in Georgia. So, and I am a lawyer. So, it's this topic specifically, we are coming from different perspectives. But if you're wondering where we're coming from and what we're talking about, you can go to labelmelegal.com, which is my website full of goodies and informational stuff, plus my blog, which is where we get the material every Monday. So this Monday is about how to protect yourself and the interesting conundrum between where people can find themselves with trusting systems and believing systems and then finding themselves. And a lot of people don't feel like they trust systems, but some of the actions you do says that you trusted someone. And so this is just helpful for you not to do that. So I'm starting out not from a legal standpoint, but from a occupational therapist and physical therapist standpoint to ask what if someone was going to advocate for themselves, what do you think they should know or should be doing during their treatment to protect, during, before, or after, to protect their health and their future. And Keon said it's a lot
I'm
of
just gonna
questions.
touch on one point.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm gonna touch on one point, and then I am going to shoot it back to Keon.
Okay.
But I think one thing that I'm seeing a lot of is, and that's getting a little challenging for people to get the proper care that they need, is insurance, health insurance, understanding your insurance, understanding what hard maxes are, what visit limits are. Like, literally treat your insurance like a copy of your benefits workbook at your job, because I don't think I don't think I even realized until I got into healthcare how important it is to understand it, because people come in and they think, oh, I got insurance, it'll be all taken care of. But it's a lot of red tape with insurance. So one thing I would say is, before you ever get what limitations you have, so that you know how to go, and so you can avoid cost on the back end.
Okay, I think that's pretty
Keon.
good. Thank you, Maya.
Hey, why am I hearing my echo?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out as well.
I don't hear my echo.
That's because you're not talking. Kia, you
Okay.
special.
I think I would. I probably ain't gonna sit here and help, people figure out how to get help put a malpractice lawsuit on me or nothing. But to just understand your benefits, I would say, going along with Maya, I would request an itemized bill. And when you have the opportunity to access a portal, a patient portal, or make a patient portal, you need to make the patient portal so you can have immediate access to medical records. Otherwise, medical records has to go through a certified process because of HIPAA laws. And yeah.
So you see a lot of people that don't like to create. You see a lot of
patient
people
portals?
that don't. Yeah.
Yeah, like people that's older most definitely don't like to, but that's how you get immediate access to medical records.
Okay.
And with that, ICD, your ICD-10 codes. I always ask for those too, because some of those
Maya, what is an ICD-10 code?
I thought that's
It's a diagnostic code. I don't know how. That's going deep. You asking for the diagnostic code.
I do that at my doctor's. It's like I said, you should understand what your insurance covered, because if they put that under the wrong diagnostic code, then if it's not covered under your insurance, then you out of pocket for that.
Okay, so let's walk it back.
You know which diagnostic.
Yeah.
What?
Like, I need you to walk me through. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, if the doctor puts in a diagnostic code, one, they already put it in. So ain't it too late?
No.
Okay.
That's just the doctor telling the insurance, or the health facility telling the insurance what happened, what you had done. But sometimes they can code it wrong, or they can code it differently than what you actually had. Like, I could go in and I could ask them for, I want this tested, and I really didn't get it all tested, but because, like I said from the jump, this was what I came in for, they could put that code in there, and that's really not what I had done, but I'm paying for it. Like, that's just an example.
Okay, so
No, Maya is going deep.
Yeah, but this is helpful. When they put the code in, and I ask, you mean before I leave, or like before I leave my appointment? Am I
When
asking
you
them what code did you put in?
no, it's typically like if you get a bill in, like say you went and got a PCP visit. Usually PCPs are covered, but this is just an example. And
What's a PCP?
later on, primary care physician.
Okay.
Later on you got a bill in that says, hey, you owe this much. Then I can call my insurance and say, hey, what did they put, or call the facility and say, can I get a copy? Can you send me a copy of my ICD-10 codes? And then you just, a lot of times you go in between them and the insurance, but typically the insurance is the people that are talking to the facility to make sure, hey, what's going on? I'm hearing this. I just want to like, we're all trying to get on one accord.
So, I went to the doctor. I left the doctor. I did whatever I needed to do there. But then later, the doctor sent me a bill, and now my insurance company is saying, like, that the bill shows my insurance company paid this, I need to pay this. I'm looking at that number like, that's too much. So now I need to go back to the doctor before I pay the bill. Don't pay the bill. I got to go back to the doctor and say, where am I going? Because I'm looking at codes, I don't know what I'm doing.
So that then you can talk to the insurance about that. Like if there's something that had, I can't, it's been so long ago that I don't remember like what it looked like, but I, like Keon said, I set up a portal and they put it in the portal.
Okay.
And it is a lot of like things that it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So what could happen is I can call my insurance and say, hey, I got a copy of my ICD-10 codes. And then we can go over it together. I have done that too.
So I go over it with my
because
insurance
they deal
company.
with it. Yeah, like the customer service,
And
they deal with it.
And they'll tell you, okay, this code was put in because this. Did you have this done? Like, am I supposed to rely on them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so much resources out here. You can also look into it yourself.
Okay,
like,
so I should be able to Google
saying,
or ChatGPT ICD-10 codes and pull these codes up to say, this is what I had done. I want to make sure my ICD-10 codes match.
Literally.
Okay, so then I'm supposed to be going through and kind of like highlighting, I didn't have that done, I didn't have that. And then who do I tell if I see an error? Who do I talk to? The doctors or the medical facility or the insurance?
I confirm with the medical facility, but I also I honestly would go to the insurance first and let them deal with that, because they deal with that in the first, like they're trying to get it straight for me. So I let them reach out to that facility.
Okay.
Me personally.
Okay.
I mean, some people may do it differently, but that's your job, so.
Okay. I think you told me this.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
That's a good example too. Like,
Jazz, listen to this. If they gonna charge you for Tylenol, go ahead and bring your own. They gonna charge you $10 for one pill.
Right. Keith, you can stop saying I'm going too deep, because that's important.
I thought it was great. Thank you, Maya. Keon, what was yours? Oh, we got the thumbs up.
See, Tita said, I work for Mercy registration before the errors are more common than one would think. Mm-hmm. They are.
Protect yourselves. Watch out now.
And some of this stuff. And another thing is, sometimes it's cheaper to just go up there and be like, hey, how much is it to pay for this visit? Like a checkup. How much is it if I pay cash? It may be cheaper than it is going through insurance. A dental visit. How much is it if I pay out of pocket?
Okay.
For this cleaning. But I don't
Keon, what was
think
your
it's okay.
answer? Did you give an answer yet?
Yeah, I gave one. I was just saying, have your patient portal set up
Oh
so
yeah,
you can have
okay.
access
Yeah.
to your medical records immediately. You can get a PDF file that way, and you can print them out on your own. And ask for an itemized bill.
Yep.
This is also why it's extremely important to get it, because you can get access to your medical records quicker than a lawyer can or anybody else who's acting on your behalf because of the patient portals. So when people are like, a lot of times in issues like car accidents, people will be like, I don't know why this is taking so long, blah blah blah. And the lawyers will be like, oh, we're still waiting on your medical records. It's because the business administration office actually does not like us. We're annoying, and they don't really want to have to get our medical records. It's a lot for them to do. And so it can take a while. It actually takes lawyers 30 to 60 days sometimes to get medical records, whereas you have access to your own. Do I advise getting your own medical records for the lawyer? No. What I'm saying is, if it's a certain kind of injury, you can probably process it yourself because you have access to your medical records and can do that process quicker. So, Tita said it can be thousands in costs, and if it's not covered by insurance, the patient is responsible. For example, an MRI code is different than an X-ray. Very true. Thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Dion said, yeah, y'all done went deep with the ICD codes. But this is what people need to
How
know.
are
We
you
need
seeing
to know the insider.
How are you seeing these comments? I'm not seeing nothing.
Dion's comment was on Facebook, and Tita's
I didn't
comments
even
are
see praying
on
out here.
TikTok.
Oh, somebody just said Maya looked ridiculous on there.
Ain't nobody said,
Keon.
ain't nobody said that. Keon trolling.
Oh,
Why your
man.
Facebook showing out?
Keon.
Ain't nobody. She get on my nerves.
Keon. Do something else. Okay, I was going to ask y'all
But
something else.
I really feel like, another thing that comes with this whole healthcare thing is a lot of just negligence to just like believe that, oh, if this person been doing it for so long, they know this, they know that. Another thing is the people that's young, fresh out of school, like you should challenge them with questions and like stop just trusting a health provider's opinion. That is my biggest thing. It's like you have to understand that like every time you go to a health provider and ask them questions, it's literally could be somebody's uncle and it's just their opinion based off of their clinical reasoning. So you need to make sure they know what they're talking about. You got access to Chat GPT to tell you right in now, what should I ask my doctor when I go to the doctor? Like, because it don't be a lot of questions. It just be a whole lot of assumption that this person can fix me. And they really be just guessing. Medicine is practice.
Yeah, we just talked about an example of that. But I definitely agree with that, Keon. I was just talking to somebody about, which is how the blog came up. They had a phone conversation with like, I don't know, like the Social Security office, and people be like, oh, it doesn't say that in the records, stuff like that. And so I even had my own situation where I was trying to go on a cruise, and they were like, and I was like, well, they quoted me this. And she was like, I don't see where it says that. And I was trying to get some money back, and they were like, well, she told you that if you wait this day, you would get X amount back. And I was like, no, she told me on this day I would get X amount back. And essentially, I had to go back to my notes and go look at, because I'll ask like, who am I talking to, and then I'll write the date, and I usually try to write the time, so that I can say and look at it. But now you can on your iPhone, you can record it yourself. So while the phone is ringing, or when they say, "Oh, here comes a customer service person," and they put you on hold, that's when you push this conversation, the recording button, to record the conversation, and you have everything you need. Because honestly, it's little stuff that like that adds up and costs us more money. It's not always malicious. So I wasn't really trying to be like corporate, blah blah blah. Sometimes it's simply a mistake, or people not doing their jobs well, but it ends up costing you. And I was trying to prevent that, because I see that a lot.
Have y'all ever had a time where it like cost you for not really challenging that, or like doing your research and all the extras to cover to make sure you good?
I'm pretty sure
What Key?
you in this cup.
Yeah, just stop it with this cup stuff. My allergies bother me, then you got this cup. I'm really trying here. But for me, it was imaging, ultrasound. I thought ultrasound was like something, just you could just get that, and that bill was too high. It's like $3,000.
And then what
I
happened?
remember you talking about that.
I don't.
What happened? I had to pay it. I ain't had no choice. What you mean? What happened? Healthcare don't play.
I'm sorry. Oh man, Kia, you are funny.
And then you're talking about y'all with
I'm with y'all. I'm not about to sit on the phone with insurance talking about no ICD-10 codes and I don't know what they mean. And then I'm going to be like IDC them codes. Like, so you said, like, is there a catalog that say my insurance covered these ICD-10 codes? No. I don't know how the diagnostic code can be helpful for any patient unless like you saying left wrist pain and neck and back, and I don't have that, and you thinking the person is
I asked for an
ain't
itemized
nobody-
bill after her birth.
I just can't see regular people walking in coming in my facility saying what ICD-10 codes you use. I'm gonna look at them like like if somebody walk in and ask me to give them a copy of their ICD-10 codes, I'm gonna tell them, please go to the patient portal, download the patient portal, and you can see every note in ICD-10 code that was utilized since initial eval that your doctor signed off on.
Okay,
So,
but
go
I
ahead.
have seen where that can be helpful. Okay, so for example, in therapy, your therapist, your insurance will pay, for example, let's say your insurance will pay for group therapy, but they won't.
Right, that does not apply to commercial players or UHCs.
I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I'm talking.
I don't know why you would be big.
I don't think you heard the full story, so you don't even know what I'm about to say. So I am saying, for example, let's say your insurance will cover group therapy or family therapy, but they will not cover individual therapy, or vice versa. You can ask your therapist what code are they using, or you can tell your therapist, I'm thinking, during the consultation where you're trying to figure out, do they accept my insurance and all that. I think my insurance covers, family therapy. Will you be able to, because I am coming to you about family issues, blah, blah, blah. Will you be able to code me under family therapy rather than individual therapy.
You can't ask me how to do my billing.
I'm not
a
asking
patient
you
can't
how
come
to do
in.
your billing. I'm just letting you know that my insurance covers this, and I do intend to occasionally have like a family member meet or whatever. Are you able to, so that I can meet the insurance requirements, so that this is accurately coded, but also
It's not 100% accurate. That would be me having to go with what works out best for you and your insurance. That's a choice I have to choose to make.
Exactly. So I'm asking you to choose that. And unlike you,
I think somebody ready to fight.
unlike you, Grinchy Bear, I have had wonderful providers who have been like, okay, I understand, and they have coded in a way that is acceptable for insurance, and it was accurate. It's not insurance fraud. I'm not talking about that. But they have coded it in a way that was accurate and acceptable so that my insurance will cover it. And I still had a copay, but I didn't have a huge loss.
I like Grinchy Bear.
For me, I'm gonna look at the referring providers code ICD-10 code. I'm going to treat the referring providers ICD-10 code, the person who sent me to them. I'm going to do my best to advocate for you if you show the requirements for what insurance will cover. But if you don't show the requirements for what insurance will cover, I'm not about to send you to acute rehab and you can get up and go to the bathroom. Your insurance, like, no, don't cover it. We're gonna get you
That's true, but
home.
Karen, you are a physical therapist, so that is different. We're talking about examples so that reading is essential. Protect yourself, and it's basically we're helping people. So the blog is on labelmelegal.com. It's talking about trusting systems that is proving it can be trusted. And because we're talking about ways to protect yourself, how to make sure that you can follow up with insurance companies or just different things that can help you save money or whatever. PPE fraud is crazy. What is Keon talking about? Because I feel like she beefing with herself.
No, I'm not beefing. I'm just like, I'm just saying, like, it's realistically like telling people to go up and provide, like, asking about diagnostic codes. Like, that's my thing.
You can ask about both. You can get an itemized bill. You can also ask about ICD-10 codes. It's not like people gonna look. It's not like they gonna look at you and say, like, oh, you question. Like, people actually do that.
I understand that, but I want listen. If I'm in any way, shape, or form making a platform feel like I'm not being informative, then let me know. Let me know.
I think
I'm asking some
lots
real
of perspectives are necessary and helpful, because just like you just reminded me, I did not do the ICD-10 codes, but I did. One of y'all.
And if we're going to be typing, let's mute while we're typing, because we're not even talking. The way the typing sounds in the speaker is unmatched, and I can't focus, or even, it's making me get flustered. You hear I'm starting to talk, stuttering, like.
You've been flustered on this live. Have you had a bitter drill or something? You grumpy bear.
I haven't been grumpy. I feel like I haven't been grumpy. I feel like I've been real. Like, yeah, I've been on some real stuff. Like,
I want to know why you felt like this was corporate. Like, this was like me against the man again.
Because I just want like a little, like, to me, it's time for a little type of controversy, like, in the live. Like, I understand the gems and the educational points that come with the live, but I also like I I feel like drama brings a little bit of entertainment. And if it's me watching the live, I want to stay engaged for longer than 5 minutes talking about, I'm not in the mood for a lesson. I want tea. What's tea? How did Maya fall? I said get back up. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like after Black History Month, Women's History Month, we had 2 months of lessons learned. And this Monday, I had a rough Monday, like type of Monday, where I really just wanted to not. It wasn't all about sticking it to the man today for me. It was more so about sticking it to the people, the fatigue, like maybe I want to be a little messy today. And I just didn't
So
have
you came with your messy boots on.
I feel like
sure.
while I understand what Keon is saying, if you're looking for the tea and the mess, this is not the platform for you to be on, because I don't have it. All I have is information, and that's all I try to give out.
No, it just got real.
I said I understood it.
Message.
I was being very polite. I completely understand. But this is not the platform. The most tea and mess you're going to get is the difference in our opinions and perspectives, and the bickering, the way we actually discord. That's what you're going to get. That's about as messy as it's going to get. But that's like, when it says real talks, these are actual real talks. These are real conversations. Because in our real conversations behind closed doors, we ain't got no tea. We ain't got no mess. In real life, if nobody was watching us, we would literally just be...
Every now and then, Maya got a story about a patient. Every now and then.
Okay, Maya do be having some good patient stories. But, Maya?
I mean, that's nothing that we can share. So what's the point in saying that?
Well, Maya, you ain't on the back. You not. When me and Maya's on the phone, everybody, she like, yeah, we do need to like spice it up a little bit. Healthcare is a sensitive topic.
Yes,
a lot of stuff people think is covered. It's not. Okay, it is informative. I promise y'all. With the informative portion, but I'm just telling you how my Monday went. How I just really wanted to.
Okay, well then we can pivot to Keon telling us about how her Monday went. But just to answer the HIPAA, it's not a HIPAA violation.
That's not true. I don't want to do that.
Oh, it's not a HIPAA violation if you're not. We're not giving away personal information when you're simply telling a story. Yeah. But in the meantime, while y'all are out there, I don't know where Keon and Maya just dipped off to. But in the meantime, Tita was being very kind and said, today just wasn't your day. I'm sorry. So I think we're going to have to take that from Tita, because that's all you're going to get.
Also, I think it would be good to get feedback from...
Yeah, if y'all have some topics.
Yeah, topic.
I have the topics. I have the blogs actually written out up until May. So in May it will be the first time we can kind of start new, take on some new ideas. If you have some topics that you want to hear about, we really do welcome feedback and, suggestions.
Yep. Is that Carlos?
Oh, Carlos said, bring me on. I have a question.
Carlos love the TikTok live.
Let me see.
Y'all miss me?
No.
I can't. You're so funny. Carlos, are you on TikTok? Oh, yeah, you are. Okay.
Man, I am sleeping.
Wake up.
I don't really know how to.
Oh,
What's up, Carlos? What you got?
hold on. Let me. What's up, ladies?
What's up?
Oh, Carlos.
What's
Happy
up,
Monday.
Paul?
So the topic is about. I'm getting confused. What is it about? Physical therapy?
No, it's about ways to protect yourself in all industries. But we happen to work in law and physical therapy and occupational therapy, so we just provide our specific feedback.
Okay. So I got a question. Who's the physical? Is it Key the physical therapist? So I hear a lot of. First off, this is my question. Do you think everybody needs physical therapy?
Okay.
I mean, it's so broad. Like
Everybody in
everybody
general, or
with
everybody? Are you saying,
no.
when people say stuff like
Yeah.
everybody that
Yes.
comes to the physical therapist
And
don't need physical therapy? Is that what you're saying?
no, like what I always hear, women always tell men that it's nothing wrong with everybody getting physical therapy. And in my defense, I have good friends around me where I can vent to them. So I don't need physical therapy as much until I really get to a place where it's really dark and my friends can't be an outlet for me. So I seek professional help. But my question to Key, do you think, being in this occupation that you're in, do you think everybody in general needs some type of physical therapy?
Wait, hold on,
Okay,
Carlos.
let me
What is
correct it.
physical
No,
therapy
no,
to
let
you?
me correct it. So
Okay.
Maya does occupational therapy, which is you have an injury, the injury ain't going away. Let me just show you how to live within the bounds of your injury. Right, Maya?
Mhm.
Okay. Maya,
Yeah.
Keon is in physical therapy. Physical therapy is you have an injury, but I can rehab you physically. Like your shoulder popped out of place, and now let me rehab you back, and eventually I can try to get you back to a place to where you can use your shoulder without it being painful. Or, for example, Keon is excellent at dry needling. So there's a lady who had Bell's palsy, and her face was like kind of distorted on one side because of the
Yeah.
effects of Bell's palsy. Keon needled
Okay.
her, and
I,
now
I
her
know what that is.
smile is regular. So that's physical
Okay.
therapy. What you're talking about is psychotherapy, just therapy. Yeah,
Yeah, like for your mental.
yeah.
yes, everybody need it.
So why do you think everybody needs a Key?
Because I feel like I'm somebody who just feel like nobody is a 10, nobody is a 5. Like it's always room for improvement, and there's always traumas and things in your life that you can't see is that can hinder your growth.
So I'm at a dilemma. Like, it's like I want to try therapy just to see it, but it's like I'm not at a point where I really need it. Some people be at a point where they at their darkest moments and they really need to seek mental help so they won't, I guess, harm themselves or harm people around them. But I just want to see. But like, I don't know. Like, if I was to get a therapist, I wouldn't know what to talk about.
Okay, that's a really good question, Carlos. I really like your question because it helps other people who
You
feel
see what I'm
that
saying?
way
Like,
too. Yeah, I think that's a great question. So the
but
problem
see,
with your
I have a good circle. I have a good circle of friends where I can vent to, and they know me, and I know somebody they finna get on me about this. I feel like if I was to get a therapist, I would have to build up a relationship with that therapist, and it's going to be hard for me to. I ain't gonna say it's going to be hard, but it's just going to be a stepping stone, like step one, step two. They would have to learn me, learn what I'm going through, and it's just like in my head, I don't have time for that. And everybody like, well, you shouldn't be biased because they went to school for that. And it's just like, well, I can be biased because if I know my friend since I was 15 years old, he knows me better than any therapist. So he knows my personal life. You know what I'm saying? He knows my mood swings because this is my best friend. And it's just like if I was to get a therapist, and like I said, I want to work on, me thinking chronologically in a better way.
okay,
If
so
I if that's making sense to you guys.
it is, but your perspective is part of the reason why you don't really feel like you need a therapist. Number one, people don't just see therapists because they're in a dark place. Um, Trauma or past situation that has impacted their decisions today, and maybe they don't even realize that it impacts their decisions. Maybe they just need tools to understand how it's impacting their decision and how to move forward by addressing this thing, moving forward with how they see the world, how they communicate with others. Other people need therapy for, let's say, marital therapy, right? Everybody doesn't just get marital therapy when things are bad. Some people get counseling before things get bad because you can build that rapport. But as you have issues and disagreements, especially if you're new in your marriage, or if you're not new in your marriage, but something has changed, you need tools that you're not equipped with, because everybody thinks they're a good communicator until they get in relationships and find out you suck and you're not receiving me, I'm not receiving you. We need a biased person to give us actual tools, because you don't learn this in school on how to communicate. Being able to talk and express yourself is not, oh, I'm a proper communicator. It's really not. And so sometimes therapists, they have tools, just like a physical therapist does, an occupational therapist does, that we don't have to help us in certain areas. So if you were to see a therapist right now, I'm going to say two things. One, it doesn't have to be that you're in a dark place. But two, they may be like, I don't know how to help you, because you coming to me saying, oh, I'm just testing it out, I'm not really sure what I need to work on. A lot of times people come with things like, hey, you know what, I have a certain perspective. I have friends who have known me for years, but they might have a blind spot too. I can't seem to find someone who I want to settle down with, and I want to talk that through on like dating and the conversations that I'm having. And maybe you can see a pattern that I'm not able to see, or my friends are not able to see. And that's what's blocking me, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example. So, and also, just so you know, I think the statement needs to be changed and adjusted to, nothing is wrong with therapy. That's true. But everyone doesn't, because that means you're not changing, you're not improving. If she's still seeing you, she's actually let people go, because you're not really working on what you came here for. You playing with me. So the point is to improve certain things and get tools in certain areas, and then you move forward.
That's my dilemma, because I always hear people like, everybody need therapy, and I'm like, I don't think everybody need therapy. I think the more of like, and it's just my opinion, I'm not saying this for everybody. I believe if you don't have good friends in your corner, it's more accepting to you to get the therapist. But if you have a good circle in your corner, and they've been through stuff, and you can go to them with the problems that you've been through, and they already been through it, that can be a therapy session as well, because they can, they already been through the steps, especially if they learn from them, especially if they learned from it and then they got through it, and it was better, it bettered their lives. So it's just like I said, it's hard for me to, and like I said, I just want to do a therapy session just to see how it is, just to see, what it's about. But I don't know what I would go to the therapist about, and they be like, oh, you could just talk about anything. And it's just like, I don't know what I would talk about.
But I think you have to understand, like, when you put yourself in a place to want to seek therapy, you have to be in a place to receive and want to improve in something. Like, it's not like the therapist is like, oh, I know what you could work on because you're telling me a story. Like, it's not really like that. I think one thing I learned, like, just being a therapist, is active listening and communication is a huge, necessarily creating a judgment off of what you've told me. These are the facts. I'm a stranger in your life. There's no emotion involved in this connection. It's only the facts that you have provided me with, and this is the outcome of what I determined about who you are and where you are based off of what you've told me. Yeah. So they have like psychosocial skills to identify things in you that you typically wouldn't necessarily see or call out loud. You would just kind of be like, "Oh, I didn't realize this is something. I didn't realize I do this. I didn't realize this was a behavior or a tactic I had." But I've sat here and heard you mention it 10 times, but yet you live it every day and don't realize it. So I think you have to be open to like,
Yeah, that's like a, but like to piggyback off what you said, that's like me just going to see what therapy about. And if the therapist is a good therapist, they can really seek like just me having a conversation with you ladies. If you're a good therapist, you can seek, okay, this is, I don't know what I'm going through, but like a real good therapist is like, I see what you're going through and point them triggers out or point them out, them, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Um,
Issues, specific
Point the
issues.
things out that I didn't know that I was doing. Yeah,
yeah,
them
but I ain't
issues
gonna
that I
lie.
didn't know I
Like,
was
if you
doing.
come to me and you tell me you got pain all over, that's so broad. Like, that's such a broad spectrum
Or
of
I don't have
discomfort
anything
within
wrong with
you.
me.
Yeah,
Are ain't not yeah, like are you starting the conversation? There's nothing wrong with me. I just want to know.
yeah,
I'm gonna want to as a therapist. I'm gonna tell you, 50% is dedication to me to figure it out for you, and then the other 50% is on you to figure out the goals that you would like to achieve. But I'm probably not like you just come in. What you got? Show me what you got. What you got? You know,
and see
like
that, and
what do you have?
and so that's how. But Key, that's how I'm starting off. I don't know what I would go. I don't know what I would go seek a therapist for.
You know
But
what,
it's just
Carlos?
like how you. I think it was either you or they said.
If I was a therapist, I would ask you, okay, you don't know what you want. Are you
Hmm.
in the place that you want to be with your significant other? So first, do you have a significant other?
I was so. We trying to get in
Do
this.
and this is just an example. I may start
Hmm.
there, and I get where you coming from, because when my first experience with a therapist, I was genuinely like, I don't even know why I'm here. I just know my insurance will pay for it, and I got time today.
Look,
So
like the
I don't.
benefits.
Yeah, I was like, I don't feel like I was single. I didn't. I was thriving and living life and having a good time. I didn't feel like anything was wrong, but I was like, I don't think this is, not this can be beneficial. So let me just talk. And we just got to talking, and we got to talking about my job. And some days it would be about tools that I could use at the job, and over time she actually started talking to me about like my approach to dating and a perspective that I didn't realize that I had, but I took it to close friends who did realize I had it.
Hmm.
And either A, some of them missed it because they're so close to me, or B, they didn't really want to tell me that, or they did, and I just didn't hear it, because you can do that with friends. So that's why it's not a third party, an unbiased party that doesn't have the history or emotions can be helpful. And this therapist actually ended up being really helpful and just somebody great to talk to. Some weeks I was like, I'm good this week. We ain't got nothing to talk
See,
about, but we had a
that's
good
the.
time.
See, I'm glad I came on here because that really helped me out. Like I would like just seek therapy just to see how it is, just to see what they see that I'm, lacking on.
But I will also caution you that
Like I said, I know.
to do that, I didn't go, let me see if you gon' how you gonna be, like, the first two times I gave it time to really get
Well,
it,
yeah,
to
I
give
mean,
it a
you
chance.
got to build
Yeah.
up a rapport.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah.
you got that, and they see that's the thing with like I know, I don't know therapy, but I'm just saying I know that's just like meeting a new friend. Like you have to give it time to adjust. You have to give it time to build up some type of chemistry
Yes.
between you and the friend or you and this therapist, so they can, so they can see, what you, like I said, if they're a good therapist, they can see, okay, these the areas that I see, from my professional expertise where you lacking at, and these the steps are like Keon said, the tools that I would suggest for you so you can get better in that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm gonna like I said, I don't think I need to seek therapy because I'm not in a place where I need therapy, but I'm in a place where I just want to see how this is to
Yep.
see the outcome of therapy, then I can have a better outcome. And if, if somebody was talking about therapy, I'd be like, well, I was in that conversation on this podcast with, these group of ladies, and I didn't know, what therapy was about, but now I got an insight of it. And you said you've been like, basically you was in the same place I'm
Same
in,
place.
as far as like,
I was like, I'm good.
I just want to try. Yeah, I just want to try it out just to see what's the hype about.
Yep.
And then, like I said, like hopefully it's a good therapist and they can read, like, hey, yeah, you lacking on this, and I'd be like, okay, well, I never looked at it like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good experience with that, Carlos. I would also highly recommend for men and women therapy for black boys or therapy for black girls. As a matter of fact, therapy for black girls is not just for therapy for black girls. It actually has men and women of color on there, and I find it more helpful when you have a therapist.
Is that a group you referring, or
It's a website.
Oh, website. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is an organization of therapists.
It's a website for, they're not in the same organization, but they have put their information on this website, and they are all people of color that they'll say, what insurance they take, and they'll also say, like, I specialize in blah, blah, blah. So at the point that you are, when I was looking for one, I was just looking for one that was like highly credentialed in my area, because at the time it was in person, and then a black lady.
I said that was my next question. Since we are ethnicity of black, is it and this is a serious question, because we grow up different. You know what I'm saying? We grew up different. I grew up in the hood. I don't say her lie. So is it wise to get a black person, or is it what, and I'm not saying this to be racist, but is it wise to get a black therapist, or is it wise to get a white therapist, or is it unbiased?
I know what you're talking about. I get that, and I know how everybody want to be, I don't see color, kumbaya. That's nonsense. It's helpful and more comfortable for me to talk. If I'm talking about work, only a black woman is going to know what I'm talking about when I say the microaggressions that I'm dealing with. They're going to know what I'm talking about. So that's why I said therapy for black girls. That's going to be black people. It's going to be black men and women therapists. Because for me, I feel like they can identify where I'm coming from. When I say a certain phrase, they finishing it because they know that's, kind of what we do and how we do.
And the reason why I said that, because Denzel made the hardest phrase, where I think what movie, it was a movie that I forgot what movie he was correlated with, but he was like, he didn't want to do that role because he say everybody that's black in here know the smell of a pressing cone, no matter if it's man or woman. And when he said that, I was like, damn, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So to piggyback on what you said, that's why I asked an important question, because it does matter. Just like I believe, like when you go to the hospital or get a doc, like I want a black doctor because our bodies is different.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's not a race thing. It's just like a comfortability thing, because it's just like our people know our bodies.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing with physical therapists. Like, these are doctors.
Yeah.
And these are people that's, dealing with the physical body of a human being.
Yeah.
And we have white people have a different genetically makeup than black people do.
Yeah. I'm thank you for coming on and asking those questions and talking about that, Carlos, because I feel like a lot of people genuinely are where you are and what you're talking about and have those questions, especially like, does it matter if they're black or white or whatever. So I feel like you assisted in educating a lot of people today. So thank you. We're gonna get to the comments, but we'll chat with you later, Carlos.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Thanks. Okay, Tita said, I think it's a great outlet from an outside person. A good therapist makes you do the work. Yeah, they ain't gonna just point stuff out to you, but yeah, I agree with that. Friends and family sometimes tell you what you want to hear and not what you need to hear. Or some of us have told y'all and y'all not hearing it. So you playing in my face, I'm stop telling you need to see a therapist. A good therapist, I don't think I need therapy for years because I was raised to take it to God in prayer. If you're open to it, if you're not open to it, it won't help. That's true. If you approach anything like that, it ain't gonna help you. But mine, Keon, What's all the giggling?
Let's scroll back up. Facebook
okay.
got the good.
Really? How am I missing all of this?
Uh-oh.
So,
I'm about to do this.
I got Tanya said yes, and Tisha said therapy is definitely great as well. Keon, is that where it starts, or?
Yeah. Tanya said, listening to understand. Sean said, a good therapist will unpack that baggage, but you got to be willing to expect it and do the work.
Exactly.
That part.
Jill?
Jill said, I really, really need to see a therapist. And I think we got a community where we need to normalize therapy for mental health reasons, so just like self-care. Like, it should be normalized for self-care because we really live in a culture. Like, I was talking to a friend today about how just living in a culture of just keep going, like life goes on. Like, no, you have to stop at some point and feel to heal.
Right.
And if you don't create that space, or you don't know where to begin create that space, because life with overwhelming, a lover, it would be great to have them instead, but at the same time,
Sometimes there's just some
you want
stuff
them to
you
be
can't
other
say.
things. Yeah. You can't say you want them to be other things for you without that bias. So
Yeah.
yeah, Jill, go find you a therapist, get you one. Vivian said, Kim. I'm not reading that. Tisha said, I didn't think I needed therapy until I was on that couch in tears. I didn't realize I had so much buried in my mind and heart. That day made me look at therapy differently.
And that's the
Yes,
thing. A
because
lot
we
of us
just
don't
like,
necessarily realize it until, you know.
yeah, and we hold in a lot, and like me as a physical therapist, like I'm usually feeling in people's shoulders, like when I'm working on their shoulders and they have neck pain and headache pain, like I can tell a lot about a person's shoulder, and that is insane to me.
That
Like,
may sound so crazy on the outside, but Key, that's literally, I can tell when I'm stressed, when I get like, well, one, I know because I start getting headaches that no medicine can treat until I get dry needle on my traps. Because like you said, I can tell when I'm stressed when I get that trap tightness.
So I think we need to
because,
back up and kind of explore this a little more, because there's something that you say, Keon, that I feel like everybody should hear. I've heard you say people don't realize it, but that stress that you're going through, you think you're pushing through, it's going somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? What you say? Like,
Yeah,
can you go into depth
like,
of what you're talking about
a
when you
lot
say you can feel
of-
it in the shoulders and stuff?
so I could get into it from a patho-anatomical standpoint, but that wouldn't make sense. But when people have pain, no matter what it look like, stress, pain, you can feel like you keep going, joint pain. Pain receptors are they have one home. They all live in the same place. Your pain is different. It could be, oh, pain because I'm broke, pain because I'm sad, pain because I'm mad. But when you have all this stuff going on in these other pains, and you have aching joints, or you're trying to heal from surgery, or you're trying to heal from an injury, you cannot heal with all that pain from those other factors. Like, it's confused. It don't know where to. And so 9 times out of 10, when you got a lot of stressful things going on in your life, your pain rating is going to be higher. Which this is really like the intro to the connection of my patient rapport. Is like, I do feel like I'm anointed in a way where sometimes I can just talk to people and just feel their muscles and realize, like, oh, you're going through a lot. Like, girl, what happened? And then that's when I get the story of, like, I'm going through divorce, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, because our body is in this fight or flight response of tense, like, sensation, and you don't know it, but you're not breathing. Your heart isn't pumping the same. You're not. The oxygen isn't flowing the same, and you feel like, oh, I'm just going, and before you know it, you got 10 years of you 12 years old with my neck hurt, and then you go to the doctor, I got degenerative disc disease. Everybody got that. As you age, your joints gonna degenerate. That's normal. But we find these diagnoses to hold on to make sense of this pain. And sometimes it's not always rooted in a joint as much as it's rooted in you as a person. Like you're just carrying on, so your body is going to become victim to that pain, that stress.
Yeah.
Good explanation, Key.
Yeah, that's great. So I catch myself sometimes. As a matter of fact, my sister-in-law sends a really nice message every Wednesday. And this past Wednesday, the message that she sent was, "You matter. No matter how small, learn to say no, say yes to you, drink some water, relax your shoulders." When I read that, I literally had to relax my shoulders because I do catch myself like tense, and I have to remind myself to just relax. Do y'all ever do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to all the time because like I really have to be like intentional, like deep breath in, blow out. And when I do it, it really feels like I just like drop. Like
Yeah.
especially doing like angry, tense moments where I just really like cannot control the situation and I kind of got to deal with it. Like I literally have to walk around and just deep breath in and out because I am an anxious person already without the stressors of others. Like
Or things.
or things like just my own being in my own space and my own thought process, I am already anxious. So then when you add the factor of someone else's pain, hurt, and stress onto me, who is already just an overthinker, overanalyzer, my legs shaking now because I got something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like when you add when you add that on to somebody like me, you just have no idea how fast my system is moving to fix that situation. So it's like I have to be very intentional about just stopping and being in a moment and being like and letting go. Like I have to.
Yeah.
Ray just said, believe it or not, our body stores stress and trauma. It really does.
Yeah.
And so knowing that and being more educated in those things, I am choosing to just not hold on to it. I feel like I can create the habitat or create the homeostasis of my body using my mind, body, and soul, but it does take some discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Keon.
I think all of us live in a functional survival mode.
Of sorts, yeah. It may be different things we're trying to survive, but yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I didn't see Bill. Hey, Bill.
Yeah. Key, is the comments on there because I can't see. It's just lagging so bad.
On
I
Facebook.
don't see any comments.
I have to keep refreshing my stuff.
I don't see
Oh,
any comments.
yeah, I think we done for the night. It's nothing else, but this really turned out to just how I liked it to turn out. Now my Monday start off good. You know, we spin it around. We didn't stay too corporate.
Yeah.
We got in it and got real deal.
Yeah.
And
But I do think people should start sending us like what are some topics, because I completely understand, Keon. Because that's pretty much what we talk about outside, even like outside of the live. So I think it's helpful for other people to be like, hey, y'all should, touch on this. Like, think about something that has gone on in, your day to day or the things you've dealt with. People want to hear that. A lot of people may relate to that. And so, like, I think it's just good for us to talk about that, especially since we're on this platform. Just bring
Yeah.
awareness to it.
Yeah.
Because you just never know who you may reach. And in that. So please send us topics and share.
And I want to tell y'all something. Just, lead this week with a little bit more love and compassion for others and what they're going through right now, because it's just a lot going on. Gas is high, groceries are high. It just feel like a lot of things in life are unfair right now for a vast majority of people that we relate to. And I don't know if any of you may be experiencing anything, but if you are not alone. And I just think like someone need to just tell everybody, just lead with compassion and love this week, so that your rainbow can start showing up for you.
I feel like Reach Out and Touch just started playing. So next, thank you.
No,
Kia.
get out there.
That was cute. Okay, so next week.
Well, people been mean.
I'm not
People be so
being mean. I'm
But
genuinely
I'm just
saying
saying,
that was
like,
cute. I'm not even being
people I've been
sarcastic.
dealing with the public, and people have been so nasty. Where it's like, I'm sorry, are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been real. It's been real, like, just draining to deal with people, and then you find out they got some horror story of life happening to them, and they're not managing it well.
Right.
So they're taking it out on strangers like me. So I think there's more people out there like that, like Maya. But
I knew it. I knew it.
thank y'all for rocking with us. We enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all. Everybody have a good night. Have a good week.